They call it the Venice of the Cotswolds, a postcard village of stone bridges and sparkling water. But when the sun goes down, Bourton reveals another face. A hooded figure approaches along the church path before vanishing into silence. A child lost to the river laughs where no child should be heard. And in the heart of the village, doors open in empty rooms. Tonight, we uncover the ghosts of Bourton-on-the-Water. Welcome back to Ghosts of the Cotswolds, where we reveal the hidden histories and haunted legends of England's most beautiful villages. This time we journey to Bourton-on-the-Water, famed for its stone bridges and winding river. Beneath its beauty lie centuries of strange tales, of churchyard phantoms, hidden marks of protection, haunted inns and lost children of the Windrush. Join us as we explore the haunted heart of Bourton-on-the-Water. At the edge of the village rises St. Lawrence's Church, its medieval chancel still standing, its dome-topped Georgian tower a landmark above the river. For centuries, villagers have walked its graveyard paths, but one story stands out because it is recent, recorded and remembered. On the 10th of March 2014, two brothers set up a camera tripod after dark to photograph the church. As they worked, footsteps crunched along the gravel path behind them. They stepped aside to let someone pass, but no one appeared. The sound grew louder, closer, until they saw the outline of a hooded figure approaching. And then, at scarcely 6 feet away, it vanished. The footsteps ceased. The silence was absolute. That night, the brothers captured no spirit on film, only the memory of its approach. The report survives, one of the few written contemporary accounts of a haunting in Bourton. And ever since, those who pass the Lich Gate at night speak of the hush, as if footsteps still linger there. Bourton is a village of stone, cottages, bridges, alleys, all hewn from the honey limestone of the Cotswolds. But there is one oddity in its walls, an out-of-place brick that locals long ago nicknamed the ghost brick. It stands out against the otherwise perfect stonework as though it had been set there deliberately or by mistake. Over the years, villagers began to whisper that this strange brick marked a burial, or trapped a restless soul, or sealed something dark within the wall. Some say it was laid by a mason who had sworn an oath never to finish his work. Others claim those who touch it after dark will hear whispers from the stone. Whether or not one believes such tales, the brick has become a focal point of village folklore, an everyday object turned into a ghostly reminder. It shows how even the smallest feature can draw stories of the supernatural. Threading behind the main street of Bourton are narrow shadowed passages, known to some as the murder alleys. By daylight they are shortcuts between cottages, but at night they carry a different weight. Old tales say travelers once vanished there, their bodies later found in the river or not found at all. The name may be more melodrama than memory, but the chill of those lanes is undeniable. The high walls press in on either side, the moonlight barely touching the flagstones, and the air grows still and close. Some alleys bear strange carvings on their lintels, ritual protection marks known across England as witch marks, intended to keep evil at bay. In Bourton, locals wonder, if the alleys were so safe, why did they need protecting? To this day, passers-by claim to hear quick footsteps behind them in the alleys, though when they turn, there is no one there. At the center of Bourton stands the Old New Inn, dating to the 18th century, with its famous model village built in the garden in the 1930s. Guests of the inn have spoken of doors opening when no one is there, of footsteps climbing the stairs after closing time. In one account, a visitor awoke in the night to hear boots crossing the floor above. The landlord insisted the rooms were empty, and indeed they were. Downstairs, the old fireplace is said to hold a presence, a man in Civil War dress, head bowed in weary thought, who vanishes when approached. And then there is the model village itself, a replica of Bourton, eerily still at night. Caretakers have reported the sound of footsteps along its gravel paths, though the gates were locked. One visitor swore he saw a tall man watching from the miniature bridge, though the photograph he took showed nothing at all. Some say the spirit of the stonemason who built the model lingers there still, forever walking the streets he created. Bourton's cottages are centuries old, and like many English villages, they bear the quiet traces of superstition. On doorways and beams, faint scorings can still be found, apotropaic symbols, sometimes called witch marks. They take the shape of circles, overlapping lines, and Marian symbols, all carved to ward off evil spirits. In Bourton, these marks are often pointed out as evidence that the villagers feared something unseen. Whether ghosts, witches, or the devil himself, they felt the need to guard their thresholds. When combined with tales of footsteps, lost children, and vanishing figures, these carvings remind us that the people of Bourton lived side by side with fear and sought to protect themselves from what walked after dark. The River Windrush is the lifeblood of Bourton, threading through the village beneath its stone bridges. But it carries a sad tale as well, the legend of a lost child. In the 19th century, during a crowded fair, a boy is said to have slipped from one of the bridges and been swept away by the current. Though the river was searched, his body was never recovered. Ever since, children playing by the water have sometimes heard laughter close at hand, the voice of a boy they cannot see. Parents speak of sudden moments of panic, as though small hands have slipped from their grasp, only to find their children safe beside them. Anglers in the early 20th century told of seeing a boy's reflection in the water, staring up at them with wide eyes, though the river surface was empty. The story has become part of the village's memory, and even today, flowers sometimes appear by the riverbank, left in honor of all children lost too soon. Bourton-on-the-Water is famed for its beauty, the stone bridges, the sparkling river, the cottages and tea rooms, but behind the postcard lies a village where footsteps echo after dark, where alleys whisper of violence, and where the river keeps its secrets. From the hooded figure of St. Lawrence's Church to the laughter of the lost child, these stories remind us that even the most visited of places carries a hidden past. If you've enjoyed this journey, why not continue with our tales of Byberry or Castle Combe, villages as beautiful and as haunted as Bourton itself? Please subscribe to this channel to be alerted to the next episode of Ghosts of the Cotswolds.